Married or disbeliever jinn originate from smokeless fire, the way angels originate from light. But don't mistake them for being kind, they are not. Before Prophet Muhammad's arrival, the Marids ascended heaven. They tried to steal the secret talks among the angels about Allah's decree for the world. After Allah sent Prophet Muhammad, the Marids were unable to do this. A flaming fire chased down any Marid that tried to eavesdrop. Instead of quitting, they persisted. If one manages to hear a word, he throws it down. Then, the next one throws it down to the one below him. This continues down the line. The fire may reach him before he can throw it down. Or, if Allah decides, he might throw it before the fire burns him. The other devil would blend it with many lies. Then, he'd share it with the Soothsayers. This way, they could mislead people and make them think they know the unseen. Someone asked the Prophet about Soothsayers. He said, "They are nothing." They said, "O Allah's Messenger, some of their talks come true." The Prophet said, "That word which happens to be true is what a jinn snatches away by stealth from the heaven and pours it in the ears of his friend, the foreteller, with a sound like the cackling of a hen. The Soothsayers then mix that word with 100 lies. In fact, the Soothsayers themselves don't see the jinn, but the jinn can see humans. Indeed, he, Shaitan, sees you, he and his tribe, from where you do not see them. Some jinn live with humans. I mean, every type of human being. But more about that later in this video. Ifrit is one of the harmless jinn on the list. Ifrit are Muslim jinn who believe in Allah and do not do evil to humans. They obey Allah and those He has placed in charge, like the Prophet Suleiman. Prophet Suleiman was the king, and he had jinn who worked for him. They built big buildings and did hard work for him. One day, Prophet Suleiman was watching the jinn work. He was standing and leaning on his stick. The jinn were working hard, but then Prophet Suleiman passed away in a peaceful manner. He didn't say anything, and he didn't even fall down. He was standing there with his stick. Allah decided that it was his time to go back to him. But guess what? The jinn didn't know that Prophet Suleiman had passed away. They kept working like he was still standing there watching them. They didn't know he was gone. And they worked day after day. Here's the funny part. Tiny termites were chewing on Prophet Suleiman's stick. They were so small, but they started eating the wood little by little. After some time, the stick broke, and Prophet Suleiman's body fell to the ground. When that happened, the jinn felt shocked. They saw that Prophet Suleiman had fallen and realized he wasn't alive anymore. The jinn understood that if they had discovered his death sooner, they could have stopped working. They realized they could have prevented the humiliating punishment. Jinns are powerless. They don't see the hidden or the secret. They can't change their states except for what Allah has decided. If they had powers on their own to depict people, they would have depicted the Prophet. The Prophet said, "Whoever has seen me in a dream, then no doubt he has seen me, for Satan cannot imitate my shape." Still, some can wear on human forms. This can be someone who is dead or missing. At times, they might even depict someone who is alive. May Allah protect us. Qareen. Qareen are the jinn closest to humans. When we sleep, wake up, eat, drink, walk, and work, they are with us. Even the Prophet Muhammad has a Qareen. If you think that's scary, wait until you hear about Sakin. Each of you has a companion from among the jinn. The people asked, "Even you, O Messenger of Allah?" He replied, "Yes, even me. But Allah has helped me against him." So he became Muslim. A Muslim Qareen will whisper good to you. A non-Muslim will whisper evil deeds to you. Tuyuur. If we rank jinns by good or evil, we'll talk about Marid, Ifriit, and Qareen. If we rank them otherwise, we'll talk about Tuyuur, Haya wa Kilab, and Sakin. Tuyuur in Arabic is the plural of Tyre, which means a bird. They're called birds because they have wings and fly in the air. The Messenger of Allah said, "The jinn are of 3 types. One type flies through the air, one type is in the form of snakes and dogs, and one type resides in places and travels about." Haya wa Kilab, snakes and dogs. Jinns live in animals, especially snakes and dogs. That's why Muslims shouldn't own dogs. Angels do not enter homes with jinns or pictures, as the Prophet mentioned. In other versions, he said, "The black dog is a shaitan. You will see them run away or start screaming when you read the Qur'an or call the adhan." Yet some love the word of Allah. Some even seek knowledge. As Allah said, "And mention, O Muhammad, when we directed to you a few of the jinn listening to the Qur'an." Jinn Sakin. The normal jinns are the ones who live with us in our homes, but that doesn't mean they are harmless. They originate from fire, like humans originate from sand. They eat bones as their primary food. That's why the Prophet warned us against it. He said, "It's the food of your brother," referring to the jinn. Among them are doctors, professors, and so on. Like in humans, they live in bathrooms, ocean, the soil, and so forth. These privies, that is, toilets, are frequented by the jinns and devils. So when anyone amongst you goes there, he should say, "I seek refuge in Allah from male and female devils."